9 years ago, I was diagnosed with motor neuron disease. It's a disease that everyone fears, and it's becoming more and more prevalent in our community for an unknown reason. It is everyone's worst nightmare, quickly turning you into a paraplegic and then hastening to finish you off by suffocation. This voice is computer generated from recordings of my voice before MND. BMAA is a byproduct of blue-green algae, which is a species of algae known to be prevalent in the waterways upstream of Hobart's main water catchment. Salmon hatcheries and composting facilities that spew out massive amounts of nutrients directly above the catchment supercharge blue-green algae. There is a very swollen body of data that links exposure to BMAA with motor neuron disease.
Studies now showing that people that live beside lakes and rivers where there are frequent algal blooms or cyanobacterial blooms have an increased risk of contracting motor neuron disease.
So what is BMAA and why does it matter for Hobart?
Everything that I read pointed to, this could be a problem here. I saw reports from TasWater that listed out species of blue-green algae in our drinking water catchment, and those species are known to produce BMAA, this neurotoxin that is causally linked with motor neuron disease. It occurs naturally in our waterways, but it blooms into these superabundances in the presence of excess nutrients. So this comes from agriculture, aquaculture, any sort of inputs. This leads to the algae, the blue-green algae, blooming into superabundances.
One of the local neighbours, who's a farmer here, was diagnosed last year with motor neuron disease. He passed away not long after being diagnosed. He lives 2 or 3 farms down the road, right along the Plenty River. The big concern was that he lives opposite a composting pad here. There was a lot of algal blooms in the water.
This means that treated human sewage and other waste is being dumped on this land and washing straight into the Derwent above our water catchment.
In the last 4 years, there has been a doubling of the number of people with motor neuron disease that are registered with the Motor Neuron Disease Board in Tasmania. We're concerned that we don't know enough about the safety of the water that people of Hobart are drinking. We know that there are influences on water safety which come from agriculture and industry, and we're not convinced that at the moment that there's enough attention to identifying potential pollutants that might be dangerous for human health.
So we have a situation where there is a significant likelihood that most of Greater Hobart is ingesting a neurotoxin with every sip of water from the tap. And this is going on unmonitored, unchecked, and unacknowledged by those who hold the power to protect us. The conversations our group has had with TasWater have revealed that not only are they out of touch with the data on BMAA, they don't even want to look.
So why wouldn't we want the most fundamental part of our existence, water, why wouldn't we want to make sure that it is the best possible quality that we can? And by taking out an insurance policy with our water, and that is by testing it with the latest technologies and the latest standards, surely this is the best way to prevent these diseases and neurological conditions which you don't really know how this is happening, but the smoking gun points to toxicity as being a big contributor to that. Let's just go that one step further and make sure that with their testing facilities they are the latest gold standard. And this is a precautionary principle that we as a society should be a no-brainer. We have to do the best possible quality testing for our water that is available today.